Welcome, coaches, to your Emerald to Diamond Blast Off. I'm Deborah Baska, and I will be hosting you on this journey, and I'm very excited to work with all of you. I am always excited to work with people that are willing and teachable and have a fire in their gut. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about when I was a new coach, or maybe when I was in your position, because as I think about this program, I feel like so many of you are looking for the secret, the magic beans, the secret potion, the magic spell. Oh, we're going to learn that in this group. And here's the secret. There is no secret. I wish that I could give you some magic. Okay, go do this, and that's exactly from today till tomorrow, you're going to blast your business off. And when I look back at what I did and how I've built my business, I can remember when I was a coach and I was in accountability groups and I was striving to get to Diamond. And we had the accountability group that I was in, we had a weekly call, and we got on that call every week and we reported in. We reported basically our business activity tracker doc information to the group. So we had to say how many new people we added, how many people we shared with, talk about our personal development, how many time we spent on the business. And I can remember thinking, after going through this for several weeks, and I was in several accountability groups, so actually for months, I remember thinking to myself, this is kind of mundane. This is kind of tedious. We're just getting on the phone and we're just kind of telling our numbers and we talk about a few things. But that's not very exciting. But I can tell you that accountability has never left. The habits that I developed by doing those calls and by doing those activities every day, so that when I got to the call, I was prepared, have never left me. And I still do those things to this very day. So one of the secrets to success is consistency. It's consistency. And the second one is accountability. I know some of us think we're really accountable. We think we're self-driven, but I have to tell you, I was a vice president of marketing in my former career. So you would think that I was pretty darn accountable and pretty self-driven. I need accountability. When I have accountability, I have a greater level of performance. I just do. So accountability works, consistency and accountability. So when I'm asking you to report, your information every day, it's for a reason. It's so that you will develop that habit. And I don't care if you've written it down on a piece of paper. Some people say, oh, I'm doing my BAT. I just haven't written it down. Well, then you haven't done your BAT. If you can't report your numbers, then you haven't done them. If they're in your head, that doesn't count. So take a picture of your day planner if you've done your tick marks and report it that way. I don't care about the format. I just care about the activity. The next thing I wanted to talk about is when I got on these calls, we were given a minimum number of things to do. So every day have 2 new contacts, or every day have 2 new shares. I always had more. I didn't ever have the minimum. There was 2 things I noticed on the calls. Was number 1, I was always prepared. I was always prepared. There were some people that got on the calls and they weren't prepared. They didn't have their activities to report, and they gave their excuses as to why, because of work, because of kids, because of travel. The second thing is I always had more. I never did the minimum. If I was told to make 5 contacts, I did 10 or 20, or I always did more. And I think that is the big difference between a not successful coach or an average coach and a highly successful coach, is you're always doing more. You're going above and beyond. I remember when I decided to work my business full time, and I was thinking to myself, well, I'm doing these activities and I'm I'm doing what they tell me to do, add 5 new contacts, do 5 shares, and I'm doing that every week, but I don't really see how that is going to get me from here, this income level, to here, a Hillary Kelly income level. I was kind of perplexed, but I didn't really know who to ask about that. And I can remember there was a call, and I believe Christine Dwyer and Carl Deichler were on the call. And they addressed that very subject, like they could read my mind. And they said, if you want to go there, you have to do more. You can't just do 2 or 5 a day. You're doing 15 or 20. You have to do more. And that for me was like the light bulb going on in my head. It's like, oh, I don't have to do different things. I just have to keep doing more of these things. So that's what I did. The next thing that I think that differentiates a coach that's here to one that's here is your goal setting. And I use the term non-negotiable goals. And a coach that is driven to be successful has non-negotiable goals. And you work your goals as if feeding your children depended on it, as if paying your mortgage depended on it, as if the only difference between you living in a house and being out on the streets is doing this activity. That's how you work your business. Non-negotiable. And every goal you set for yourself, from your daily activities to your weekly goals, to your monthly goals like Success Club, all the way up to your annual goals, every single one has to be worked in that manner. It can't be cavalier. It can't be if I get it done. If you have the goal to do 10 invites a day, then you don't go to bed until you've done 10 invites. That's the way I worked my business, because I was told you have to do this and this every day. I didn't go to bed when I had only done 9. I stayed up until I got 10 or more. Same thing with Success Club. I did not rest until I had my Success Club 5. And that was how I started as a new coach. Success Club 5 every single month. It was non-negotiable for me. When I got to that point when the month was almost up and I hadn't hit my goal yet, that's when I started working from a place deep within. All those things that I didn't really want to do or that made me really uncomfortable, those conversations I'd been putting off having, you can darn bet tootin' I had those conversations. That is how you work your business. So, you do more than's expected. You have non-negotiable goals. You work your business as if your very life depended upon it. And I'm not saying everybody has to do that, but if you're a coach that wants to make a business out of this and make a full-time income, and every single one of you who filled out the leadership assessment thus far said you do, that's the way you work your business. And the third thing is you treat your business like a business. And that means no excuses. If you have a donut shop, people expect you to be open at 5 o'clock in the morning so that they can get their donut when they go into work. If you don't show up of a day, then you have no business. You don't just decide not to show up. It's the same way with your Beachbody business. You treat it like a business. And that's important because I treat my business like a business. And so right now, this training program is a part of my business. So I'm asking you to make it be a part of your business and respect the fact that I'm giving of my time, my business time, and my personal time to help you with your business. And so again, that's why I say this is serious training, because time is one of our most valuable assets. I'm sure you are all experiencing that. I know you are. You're all trying to figure out, how am I going to fit another 15 hours of work into my week? Everybody is. And it's not going to be easy. But how much is your dream worth to you? If you could go from bankrupt, like Lindsay Matway, a bankrupt bartender, to multi-million-dollar business in 3 years, putting in some extra time, making some sacrifices, doing these daily things every day, would that be worth it to you? And maybe your goal is not even to be a millionaire. Maybe it's just to, be more comfortably off than you are today. How much is your dream worth to you? And you can't be hot and cold on it. You can't be hot and cold. There's no hot and cold. So in our group, we don't have excuses. If I see any excuse, I will call you on it. And that excuse means, oh my gosh, I've been so swamped at work today. I'll get to my homework before I go to bed. I don't want to hear why you don't have your homework done yet. And that doesn't mean I don't care about you as a person. It just means we have to get used to nipping the excuses in the bud before they even come out of our mouth or into our fingers onto the keyboard. That's an excuse. Just get it done. We all have stuff going on in our lives. And when you put out something about why you're not able to get something done, it kind of makes it seem like the rest of us are just sitting around doing nothing. We all have issues. We all have families of some kind. Some of us have bigger ones than others. We all have jobs. We all have work. Just because I work Beachbody as my full-time business does not mean I'm any less busy than you are. In fact, I spend a lot of time working my business and trying to balance my personal life, just like the rest of you. I have 2 aged parents that live 1 mile away from me. I'm constantly toting them around to doctor's appointments and helping them out. I have 3 kids involved in activities. I have a husband who desires to have some of his wife's time. I have 3 dogs. So, there's a lot of stuff going on. And I have all of you. So there's a lot going on for everybody. No excuses. Don't even put them out there in our page. The other thing I wanted to mention is personal development. And I'm giving that a special topic all on its own. You aren't going to be successful if you're not doing it. Because to be successful, to go from here to here in anything, you have to grow yourself. You have to grow yourself. If you're not growing yourself, you're staying where you are. Seriously. That's just the facts of life. You have to grow yourself, and you do that by personal development. So I will be posting in our group the recommended book to be read during this time. And I'm not going to ask you to write a book report, but you will know, and I will know. We will all know, because you will be growing and you will be achieving. And if you're not, then we got to take a look at that. So there's a lot of things that we're going to be doing in this group, and it's highly accountable. And like I said, we are not here to waste time. I'm not going to give you busy work. I'm only going to ask you to do the things that I think are really going to blast your business forward. So I'm going to be respectful of your time. You be respectful of my time. We'll all be respectful of each other's time. And we are going to get down to business and make some things happen and make some bling. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to personal message me. And I am happy to do some mentoring calls with you if you feel like you need some extra attention. That's totally fine. I'm here to help you succeed and help you achieve your goals. Remember, we have a great company that has a great product. We have a great company that has a very robust compensation plan, a plan that works, products that work. It's a winning combination. The only difference between success between you and the next person is you. It's you. So, with that being said, let's make some things happen, and good luck to you.